I'm really proud of our group. I think how we defended in the second half was the key, and that's the best we've played our man-to-man defense all season against a really potent offensive attack. And then I thought we got into a better rhythm against their zone. Turnovers hurt us throughout the day, but we sure made big plays and big shots. And, this nucleus of guys, they've been doing this for a while. That was really reminiscent of us in the postseason last year of making a big shot, getting a big rebound, making big free throws. But proud of our group because we'd had to defend to get out of there. I do think, Duke was a little tired. They had to play yesterday. It was certainly an advantage for us getting the double bye.
Questions? Third row in the middle.
Mike, you obviously favored last year going through Duke and North Carolina to win the title. Does the possibility of being in a position to do that again mean as much a second time around?
Oh, yeah. That would be really cool again. We've been good against those teams. It's really helped our credibility in the league to do what we've done against Duke and Carolina. It's given us a great identity in the league. But, yeah, to go through both of them again, to go through Carolina to get to the championship game, be huge. We got our work cut out for us.
Again, please identify yourself by name and media. Second row on the left.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com. Coach, you shot 56% in the first half, and we're down 8, and then it got worse. You were down 16. At that point, they had more than neutralized you on the backboard. They had dominated the boards, actually. The games the big games you've won, the glass has been critical. What happened to get your guys on the glass?
Well, I think, getting us into man-to-man, and our life was flashing before our very eyes. So we really guarded. Maybe we can start a game thinking our life is flashing before our very eyes tomorrow night. And, usually when we defend like that, we're able to get to the backboard. This guy is unbelievable at controlling a defensive backboard. I just don't think anyone's playing better than Zach Auguste in the country right now.
The back.
Coach, Sam Cacciola from Heroes Media Group. Team really came together in the last 12 minutes of regular play. What did you say to them to get them to just click and gel like that? It was evident to everyone watching that there was something different when they started to execute.
I give credit to our leadership, Zach, Demetrius Jackson, Steve Astoria, those three guys. And, VJ's a veteran. Bonzi's been in big games. What they talked and what they said to themselves in the huddles and out on the court was more powerful. This group has complete ownership of itself, and I thought our leadership really demanded of each other. It was fabulous to watch and fabulous to feel, and it felt familiar. We've done that before.
Here in the front.
JC Zumble, Blue and Gold Illustrated. This is for VJ. What was it to see that zone and hit those 3 big threes late?
We just tried to get some movement, I think in the first half, we were kind of stagnant towards the end of the half. But in the second half, once we got to moving and cutting, the guys were able to find me, and I was just able to knock down some shots.
Right here on the right.
This is for Zach. Scott Zalatorre from College Hoops Daily. Just talk about the battle against Plumlee and Jeter. They both fouled out, and you had 22 rebounds against them. Talk about that battle.
It was tough. I got to give a lot of credit to them. They're big bodies, they're physical, they love to battle in the paint. But I took that challenge upon myself individually, and I know we talked about it collectively as a team to try to limit their second chance opportunities, and that's what we did.
Right here in the front, second row.
Dana O'Neill with ESPN. Mike, you talked about going through Duke and Carolina, but year after year, you guys are here in some capacity or another. Do you feel like you're going to still always be the underdog no matter how it kind of goes out?
Yeah, I kind of felt even today, even though, we had beaten them 4 out of 5, we were probably not counted on to escape. But it's a nice role. We'll take that. Keeps us loose, keeps us hungry. We'll certainly be the underdog tomorrow night, even though we beat them. But we know how to handle that role. We handled it, as you know, Dana, in the Big East, and now we got it in the ACC. It fits well.
Right here on the right.
Hey, Coach Mike. Chris Seidel, Herbert FM Radio. Talk about playing North Carolina again tomorrow night after you guys beat them at the beginning of January. Are they different this time of year, or it's, you got to work and see the film?
I think they're better than when we played them. You know, it really comes down to controlling the paint and rebounding. One of the things that Bonzie Colson and Zach Auguste did during that stretch where we beat them, Clemson and Louisville, especially North Carolina and Louisville with those big front lines, Bonzie and Zach more than held their own against a number of big bodies that always come at you. And so we're going to need that same effort on the backboard from those two guys tomorrow.
In the middle, in the fourth row.
Mike, Patrick Stevens from the Raleigh News and Observer. You mentioned the nucleus that you'd had in guys that had been through it. Just how significant, especially when you look at the fact that the top 4 teams in the league, and seating-wise, all had veteran guys.
Yeah.
You had Zach today. How much of a difference do those guys make in this setting and next week and even beyond that?
Big time. You know, I thought when we kicked it into gear there, that was a little bit of the personality we had last year. Playing fearlessly, going after it, believing we were going to do it. And, you know, that's the advantage we had. We have a nucleus of guys that knew how to do it in an atmosphere like this. And it's a huge advantage. There's no question. And, you know, they remembered how it felt to win a championship and cut a net down. And, you know, I'm sure they're talking about cutting a net down in D.C., which would be great because I kind of like this town.
Right here on the aisle.
Mark Berman, Roanoke Times. For the players, you know, you're down 16, you go on that 14-0 run. What is it feeling like on the court during that time, and what do you feel like you're doing better at that point?
Well, you know, I think it was just a matter of resiliency, and I think we huddled up and we talked about it. And you know, it was easier for us to put our heads down, but we came together. We talked about what we needed to do, and we stepped up and did that.
And then Coach really told us, you know, we had been here before. You know, we've been in situations like that where we're down, but we just had to start defending. You know, we would find our offense eventually, but once we started defending, like you said, it was 14-0. To really slow them down was big for us.
In the back on the left.
Coach Craig Heist from AP Radio. Do you find out anything more about your team after they've come from 16 down to win a game in overtime that you might not have known before?
No, I think, you know, I can't say I'm totally shocked. Again, with the nucleus of guys that returned from a championship team last year, there is a great will to try to find a way to win. And I have seen that for 2 years now, and today was the ultimate backs against the wall. But I'm really not surprised because they kind of, when they get believing and talking and running themselves, they're pretty darn good.
One more question.
Matt Bonestone from the Washington Post. Zach, did you pick up on the frustration Plumlee was having with the mask and do anything different because of that?
No, I really wouldn't focus on that. I really would just focus on trying to have a great battle in the paint and, you know, do whatever the team needed me to do to help win.
Any more questions?
Bless you. Bless you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.